You've probably sent an email today with like a grammatical error so common that even English professors make it in casual conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, you're sitting there staring at the screen, debating whether to write, I did the report or I've done the report, and suddenly the rules just feel incredibly murky. So today, we're diving straight into a stack of linguistics articles and grammar guides to definitively solve this everyday headache for you. We are going to nail down the exact foolproof rules of using did versus done.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because native speakers second guess this constantly. The confusion really stems from how these two words function under the hood of a sentence.
Okay, so where do we start?
Well, we can start by looking at did. Structurally speaking, did is the simple past tense of do. It's designed to lock an action, firmly in the
Right.
past.
Reading through these syntax guides did really comes across as a sort of lone wolf, like it carries the entire weight of the past tense by itself. I did my homework. The temporal information, the fact that this happened yesterday or maybe 5 minutes ago is just fully baked right into the word. But, I mean, if it's a lone wolf, what actually happens when we try to form a question?
Right, so the temporal anchor is native to the verb itself, but that lone wolf nature creates a sort of trap when we form questions. People often try to carry the past tense over to the next verb in the sentence.
Wait, like how?
Well, they end up saying something like, did you went to the store?
Oh, wow, which sounds terrible when you hear it out
It
loud.
really does, yeah. But mechanically, you can see why the brain wants to do that. We want to emphasize that the action is completely over.
Right, but since did already establish the timeline, forcing the second verb into the past tense is essentially, well, it's grammatical double dipping.
Grammatical double dipping, I like
How?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, once did does the heavy lifting to show the past tense, the following verb absolutely has to revert to its base form.
Oh, okay.
So it's always, did you go? The timeline is already handled, so the second verb doesn't need to work so hard.
Okay, so if did is so self-sufficient and, handles the timeline perfectly on its own, it makes me wonder what job is even left for done to do. Like, why do we need another word for a completed action?
That's the pivot right there. Because done doesn't actually anchor an action in time the way did does.
It doesn't.
No, done is a past participle. It conveys a state of completion, sure, but it completely lacks the temporal engine to stand on its own in a sentence. It's structurally incomplete.
Oh, I see. So it's essentially just floating in space until you give it an anchor. It needs words like has, have, or had to tether it to a specific point in time. The lone wolf needs a wingman.
Yes, exactly. Those helping verbs provide the missing temporal context. Saying, I have done the report, links a past completed action to your current state in the present.
Wait, let me push back on that for a second. Let's look at how people actually talk, though. I hear people say, I done my work, or I done it all the time.
You definitely do hear that.
Right, and our sources on sociolinguistics point out that this happens constantly across different dialects. So is that always wrong, or are our brains just being lazy by dropping the wingman?
Well, grammatically speaking, I done it is completely incorrect because that wingman is missing. It's less about laziness, though, and more about linguistic efficiency.
How so?
In spoken language, our brains naturally look for shortcuts. The helping verb, the have or has, often gets swallowed or just dropped entirely in speech because vocal context usually makes the meaning clear anyway.
Ah, that makes sense. But in written communication, where you lack tone and immediate context, dropping that temporal anchor just causes the sentence structure to collapse.
Precisely. So I done it fails structurally because it's a state of completion without a timeline. To fix it, you either add the wingman back, making it I have done it, or you swap back to our lone wolf and just say, I did it.
Okay, so the ultimate cheat code here really boils down to looking for that helping verb. If there's a helping verb like has, have, or had, you use done. And if you're flying solo without a helper verb, you use did.
That is the foolproof rule to remember forever.
Amazing. So here is a provocative thought for you to mull over this week. Start paying really close attention to casual conversations around you, maybe at the office or the coffee shop. Listen for that instinct towards spoken efficiency. How often do you notice people completely dropping their wingman verbs without even realizing it? Once you know the mechanics behind the missing pieces, they become glaringly obvious. Subscribe to The Explainer channel for more videos.